What's going on, everybody? Back again today to bring you my review, as you can tell by the title, my review of The Witcher Season 2. This is going to be one of my shorter videos, mainly because I really didn't have any problems with this show, or this season of this show. Um, it's more or less just more of the same from Season 1. We've got Henry Cavill as Geralt of Rivia. I still think acting-wise, he's great as Geralt. Like, person-wise, like the appearance, he needs something. Like, I think he needs the white gray beard to kind of make his chin seem a little less square and a little more like pointed. I don't know. That's the thing about The Witcher, is since it already does have like a visual representation in a different form of media, the video games. You're always gonna judge it by that a little bit. How well does the show match up to the look of the game? And you know, that's honestly one of my biggest gripes. Is I feel like there's not really any reason for them to not have it look like the game. You know what I mean? It might as well, is the way I look at it, and yet they still don't. And it's not just with Geralt, but we'll stay on Geralt because that's where we're at. Like, Henry Cavill, like, just calling it how it is. Henry Cavill's a handsome man. He's got that big square jaw, and he's just a little too handsome and a little too, we'll call it man pretty. He's just a little too handsome and man pretty to be this, like, rugged, gritty fucking witcher out in the wild, just hunting monsters and fucking getting covered in blood and shit and monster guts and shit. He's just a little too handsome. He needs the beard. I've seen some like fan art, CGI, whatever the fuck you want to call it, some like computer generated images of that fans have made, and they kind of like CGI'd the Geralt beard onto Henry Cavill, and it looks infinitely better with the beard. He needs the beard. And then also, while I'm on that, my gripes for the show are really petty, by the way, just because there's not that much for me to complain about. He needs to stop wearing all black armor. I know it kind of looks cool when he takes the potion and his skin gets even more pale and his eyes turn black, and then the all black armor in stark contrast with his really pale white skin. No, like, I've played the games, and I actually have the McFarlane Toys figure of Geralt right here, and this is Geralt of Rivia. Okay, like, regardless of the face and whether it looks like Henry Cavill or not, like, this is, when we think of Geralt of Rivia, this is the armor and the attire that we all kind of picture him in, and this is what I think at least as far as I'm concerned, this is what I would like to see represented in the show. Not this all black shit with the silver studs. I want something with more brown, more, the chest seems to be like a black. There's brown, there's chainmail covering the brown leather pieces. Like, something like this is Geralt of Rivia to me. Something more from the game. And it's kind of fucked up because in the show they're teasing us a little bit. They're kind of almost like admitting to us, like, we know full well we could make it look like the game. We're just choosing not to. Like, there's a scene where all of the Witcher wolf pendants from all the Witchers that have died are hanging from this tree in Kaer Morhen, and you see one of them hanging there, and it's straight up the one from the game. And there's another point where Geralt is like walking through, I can't remember if it's Geralt or Ciri, but they're like walking through the armory in Kaer Morhen, and hanging up on in a stand are the two swords from the game. Like, they look like the ones from the game. The steel sword that's meant to be used against human beings, that one's a little more generic. It's not quite as hard to like pick out of a scene, but his silver Witcher sword from the games was right there beneath the steel one. So it was very obvious, like, they're fucking with us. This is Netflix and the people who make this show going like, hey, we could make it look like the game, but we just don't fucking want to. It's not like the show is hurting because it doesn't look like the game, but I think people would like it if it resembled the game more. Just in Geralt. Like, I don't need everyone to look more like the game, but Geralt. I really want, because, he's the main protagonist and our first visual representation that we really got in like a visual form of media for Geralt for the protagonist was the video games. So at least as far as Geralt, what he wears, his swords he carries, I would like that to be a little more like the game. Everything else I don't really care. As for the acting, great. I mean, it's more of this, like I said, it's more or less the same of what we got in season 1. The story is just unraveling a bit further. Ciri is now traveling with Geralt, and he kind of begins to train her a little bit, not for the purpose of turning her into a witcher, but just so that she can, defend herself if she needs to. And he tries to get a magic teacher to come teach her because she has some powers. The first one, Triss, doesn't go well. She kind of comes to fear Ciri and what Ciri really is. Eventually they do meet Yennefer, but Yennefer's trying to steal Ciri. And yeah, it's like the main antagonist of this season is this like evil witch demon spirit that lives in this hut in the woods. Yeah, it kind of a one-off, but I can tell it was made to kind of draw our attention to the Wild Hunt, which is that's the end game. That's what we're building to really here in the story of The Witcher is the Wild Hunt. I don't know for sure, but I have been told, and I've looked it up online, Season 2 gets us, it's mostly adapted from Blood of Elves, the book Blood of Elves, and a little bit of Time of Contempt. I guess that's true. I don't know. I totally intend to, before Season 3 comes out, I intend to get caught up to where the show is in the books. So right now I'm really into reading Wheel of Time. So, but anyway, yeah. Other than my gripes with Geralt not looking more like how he looks in the game, I thought everything else was fine. The costumes, the weapons, the setting, everything was fine. The monsters looked good. This is what I'm talking about. Like, if you watch my review of the Wheel of Time Season 1, I talked about how like it looks like Amazon held back in terms of money. Like it's like prior to them spending a bunch of money on it, they wanted to know that they had a potential hit on their hands. Like, yes, The Witcher Season 2 looks awesome in terms of costume, set design, location, cinematography, CGI especially, because most of the monsters are CGI. It all looks awesome. But like I said, it's more of the same from Season 1, which means it looks just as awesome in Season 1, which means that they just went ahead, right off the bat with Season 1. Netflix went ahead and just pumped the money into it, whereas Amazon did not do that with Wheel of Time. I get it. The Witcher already had a bigger built-in following because not only was it a book series, it was also a successful video game series. But I don't know. I thought, The Wheel of Time has millions of book fans. It's got a fan base there too. So I don't know. But like my point is, The Witcher looks amazing. It is an example of how if you really do put in the effort and the money to do a fantasy show like this right, it can be done. It 100% can be done. There's no excuse to not do it right. If it turns out not A+ material, it's because you didn't make it. You made the conscious choice to make it not A+ material. So yeah, I mean, I like and then we got the big reveal at the end. Spoiler alert: 3, 2, 1. The Emperor Emhyr, the White Flame of Nilfgaard, that's going around conquering everything. We've come to find out like it's Ciri's father. I mean, like a lot of us knew that already. Whether we read the books or played the games, we knew that already. So, big reveal, not a big reveal, whatever. But yeah, so we have that coming up in Season 3. They gave us our first little glimpse and hint towards the Wild Hunt. And then I think Season 3, the big thing is going to be Nilfgaard, and Ciri's father is this evil emperor. Like, Nilfgaard's not really all that evil. It's got kind of Hitlery Nazi vibes simply because they're like, we're going to conquer everything, and enough of this being different and everyone having their own different ways and different lives and different... No, we're one way, the Nilfgaardian way. Like, yeah, that's kind of oppressive and dictatorial, but at the same time you're like, okay, you gotta ask, like, what is the Nilfgaardian way? And if they're like, oh, it's peace, science, intelligence, knowledge, justice, honor, respect, courage, and they start listing all this good shit, it's like, maybe we should all be conquered by Nilfgaard. You know, it's like you gotta kind of ask, like, just because an entity wants to conquer the world, you know, maybe they should. Maybe the world under their rule would be not so bad of a place. I don't know, but that's neither here nor there. The only reason Nilfgaard and their whole conquering the world has anything to do with the story of The Witcher is simply because the leader of Nilfgaard is Ciri's father. Otherwise, Geralt and Ciri would be off doing other shit, and they would pay Nilfgaard no mind. And Nilfgaard wouldn't really give a fuck about them. But yeah, I loved Witcher Season 2. I really don't know what to say about it. It's so much easier for me to make a video when I have shit to talk, but like I don't really have anything negative to say. I guess I could say that like it, you know, I wasn't watching this season. I wasn't quite as like I wasn't like edge of my seat, like oh fucking sweet, just because it was like it was just like it was safe, you know. I'm not saying it felt like a filler season because we definitely expanded on stuff, but like. Did it disappoint me? No. Did it go above and beyond to impress me? No. But I'll take a base foundational level of success and entertainment rather than be disappointed. Like if it's a choice, it's like, hey man, you can either have something that's like, you know, it's decent quality, or you can have something, or we could shoot for amazing quality but risk shit. I'm the kind of guy. I'm not a gambling man. I'm gonna say let's stick with the safe shit. You know what I mean? Like look at the Star Wars sequel trilogy. The number one like only real criticism about the first movie, Force Awakens, was that like oh they played it safe and they didn't really do anything new. Yeah, and then the next two movies where they started trying to do new shit, things went downhill really fast. Like the first one where they played it safe was the best one of the three. You know, like so yeah. But anyway, Witcher, it was good. It was good. I recommend watching it. Yeah, can't say anything really bad about it other than just like personal little gripes. Like I wish Geralt looked more like in the games, and yeah. Oh, and when it comes to like the sword fight choreography, I really feel like they should get a legitimate swordsman, someone who trains people in swordsmanship, to come in there and choreograph the sword. I'm so tired of Geralt using swords backwards, like like holding them in a downward grip, like he's holding the hand, the blade comes out this. I'm so tired of that shit. I'm tired of these like stylized fucking just bullshit looking fights. Like it's a sword, just fucking sword fight. Just do swordsmanship. Like I don't know if you're trying to add this like dynamic combat feel of the games to it, but even then it's like in the games you fucking held your sword like a sword and you parried and you blocked and you sidestepped and rolled out of the way and cut people. Like you didn't wield it backwards and like a fucking anime ninja and fuck like what is this shit? So yeah, I honestly that's more important to me than Geralt looking like the games. I would very much so like the swordsmanship and the combat with swords and weapons to be much more authentic and not this like stylized Hollywood bullshit. Like just get a real sword expert in there to choreograph a realistic looking sword fight, you know? And then you gotta also throw in like Geralt's magic and shit that he can do and whatnot. But that shouldn't be too hard to do. But yeah, that's my take on Witcher Season 2. Let me know what you guys think. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Leave some comments below, get a discussion started. If you liked this video, please hit the like button. That really helps out the channel. If you want to help out the channel even more, click the notification bell so you get notifications when I upload new videos. Check out some of my other videos and maybe subscribe to the channel. But other than that, I'll see you guys next time.